As cities, urban developments, buildings, roads, and degenerative pavements encroach more and more onto the planet's natural environment, we dread to see the day when the only place we can possibly have greens is on our green rooftops. Yet we all must start building green roofs on our buildings as early as now, not in preparation for this worrying eventuality, but simply because we all owe nature a simple and equitable commitment in building our homes and communities. To return to nature, the very footprints that our structures borrow from nature, a deal we all have to be equal to, if we are sincere indeed in building for an ecologically balanced and sustainably better future for all. In line with this Filipino architect is doing his small part in reversing degenerative urban development. By encouraging enlightened clients to return to nature, the equivalent footprint that their structures shall borrow from nature. Through specialized green roofs planted with trees and native vegetation, creating biodiverse mini-forests and urban farms in the sky, and regreening surfaces that otherwise would just be hot bare roofs or pavements, allowing plant life and biodiversity to thrive with the building's landscape, because land is not meant to be inhabited by man alone. Regrowing gardens, parks, playfields, or urban farms on every surface possible, and enjoying the natural benefits of oxygen production, pollution filtering, and cooling that the vegetation brings. Using these greens to offer a comfortably cooled tree-shaded environment for the interiors sheltered below, and passively cooling the rooms and spaces without ever needing to buy expensive heat insulation. Reforesting the equivalent footprint that was cleared for the property, whether the trees were felled for subdivision development or just before lot acquisition. Using tested, proven, and self-innovated measures to prevent possible leaks, so commonly prevalent in most buildings, and ensuring that these well-built roofs will never rust nor fly off. Disproving the lame industry fallacy that all roof decks leak, because well-designed, well-built structures really aren't supposed to. Forcing rainwater to flow through ponds, reservoirs, waterfalls, and plant roots in planted trenches, instead of draining these life-giving resources straight to the overburdened city sewers. Mitigating storm water runoff every time it rains, and helping prevent flash floods, landslides, and soil erosion, not just for the owners but also for the neighboring community. Utilizing sunlight naturally for producing some food and oxygen, aside from the typically common use of imported solar panels for renewable power. Capping his architecture with cool roof decks that are ideal for entertainment, exercise, farming, football, and future expansion. And generating real added financial gains for owners in terms of usable, productive, and sellable GFA for the property. Designing passively cooled structures that are practical, productive, and presentable, and making a distinct difference for the benefit of nature. Uniquely eco-friendly buildings designed by architect Jericho Adriano that actually could produce some food, create fresh oxygen from CO2, filter pollution, regreen the clearings, regenerate biodiversity, harvest and utilize rainwater, delay storm surge, and cool the surroundings. Functions so aspirational for man-made structures and highly engineered buildings, yet so basic for any living plant or tree. Because no matter how highly rated your building may be with the myriad of accredited green rating systems available, the best way to appease nature is simply to return to nature, the footprint that your structures borrowed from nature. Through this initiative, this Filipino architect hopes to set an example worth following, in encouraging everyone to do their own little part in protecting the environment through the structures they build, buy, lease, or patronize.